Hello children. So today we are back with another part for the chapter possessives. Today we will be learning how to write sentences in two different ways using the possessives. So we had learned about possessives yesterday, and today we will be learning how to use them and write a sentence in two different ways. So are you ready for that? Alright then, let's start. So we can write a sentence in two ways. How? Alright, let's find out. So we need to write a sentence in two ways. First of all, we need to write the sentence using the possessive form that we had learned yesterday. I'll show you that again today. And writing the sentence using the alternative way of stating possession, which means using the words belongs to in it. So the second part is a little confusing. So I have given you an example. In the next slide, you will get an example from your book itself, which I had spoken about yesterday. So let's move on to the slide. Before that, you know the first part, which is writing the sentence in the possessive form. That is very easy, where you have to use the possessive pronoun form of the adjective thing, like my will become mine, okay. You becomes yours, like this. See, the second part example is here. Example, Tara says it belongs to me. This is another way of stating possession. You can use me, you, him, her, it, us and them in such sentences. So in such sentences we can use these words only if we add the words belongs to along with it. Otherwise we won't be able to do that. So basically, if we need to use these words as the possessions, we need to add the words belongs to along with it. Clear? Okay, I hope this is clear with you. Then we can move on to the next part. So let's begin then. Rewrite each of the following sentences in two different ways. So what we have to do in this exercise is that we need to rewrite the following sentences in two different ways using the possessions or possessives. So can we do it? Of course we can. Let's do it. Number 1. That is her dog. In the picture we can see it is the picture of a dog along with a girl. So what will be the two ways of the sentences that we can write? Number A, that dog is hers. Her becomes hers. And number B, that dog belongs to her. So when we are using the words belong to, the her will remain same. Okay, when we are writing it in the possession, the first form of possessiveness, then we are using the word s. We have to change the position of dog and then we are writing hers. See here, number 2. Those are my shoes. Whose shoes? Mine. So that will become mine. So those shoes are mine. My becomes mine. And the next part is those shoes belong to me. So again, my becomes me. When we add the words belong to, it becomes me. Again, see here, it is written shoes. It is about singular and plural. Since we have written shoes, we cannot write belongs. We have to write belong, because two s cannot be there simultaneously together. Clear? Alright, so this is easy, I guess. I suppose this is very easy for you. Alright then, let's move on to the next part. Number 3. That is your cat. Whose cat? Yours. So that cat is yours. We are changing the position of the last word, the object. Okay, so that cat is yours. And the next part would be that cat belongs to you. Belongs to who? Belongs to you. So your becomes yours and then it goes to change and it becomes you. It goes on to change and becomes the word you. Okay, so this is how we change the form of the words of the pronouns to make it under possessions or possessive. Alright, we use possessive but in a different way in each of the sentences. See the next question. Those are your books. Whose books? Yours. So those books are yours. And again, when we change it in the next state, it would be those books belong to you. So these are the two ways by which we can write a sentence. We can change the sentence and write it in two different ways, and these are that. those books are yours, those books belong to you. Again, books, here we have S, so we will write belong and not belongs. Alright, now we would be moving on to the next one. That is their house. This is question number 5. That is their house. Whose house? Their. So that house is theirs. Number B, it would become that house belongs to them. Belongs to whom? Belongs to them. So their becomes theirs and gradually it transforms into them. Clear? I hope you are understanding how we are changing the words to make them in different ways, to use them in different ways in the sentences, to make the sentences different, completely different from one another. Alright, if you don't understand it properly, please see the video twice. I believe you will understand the whole thing. Now let's move on to the next one. Number 6. These are his flowers. Whose flowers? His. So these flowers are his. Next part would be number B is these flowers belong to him. Clear? His becomes his, only it remains, and then again it's transformed or changed into him. That is how we change the sentences. Now moving on to the next one, number 7. So number 7 is those are their toys. Whose toys? Theirs. So those toys are theirs. And number B would be those toys belong to them. So their becomes theirs and eventually it becomes them. This is how we are changing the words to make sentences. Alright, now moving on to the next one. That is her purse. Number 8 is that is her purse. What it would be? Number A, that purse is hers, and number B would become that purse belongs to her. Clear? So I hope you've understood this part, how we are changing the word her into hers, and then again it's coming back to her. In this case, we are not changing the word her because this is how we change the sentences in case of her. So please note it down that her does not change when we write belongs to. Clear? This should be noted down. You should remember this part. Alright. Now, moving on to number 9. So number 9 is those are your pens. Whose pens? Yours. So those pens are yours. Alright. Number B, when we are going to write it in a different way, we are going to write those pens belong to you. Belong to you. So your becomes yours, and then it eventually becomes you. Alright. Now the next one. These are our pencils. Whose? Ours. So these pencils are ours. Next, these pencils belong to us. These pencils belong to whom? Us. So our, the word our, our or our becomes ours, and then eventually it becomes us. us. Alright, this is how we change this particular word. So that's it, children. I hope this part is clear to you. You have understood this part clearly, and you would be able to do any such things if you get it in some place. Alright, so that's it for today, and I would be coming up with something more interesting in the next class. Till then, take care, bye bye, and keep learning. If you did not understand any part, I would suggest you to see the video twice. Then I think you will understand it very nicely. Okay, bye.